In Job's book. For God decreed that Job was to undergo suffering. He lost everything. He lost all his children. Then, he allowed Job to experience even greater anguish. He was struck with painful sores from head to toe. So Job sought to question God, saying, Lord, why is it that I am made to endure such suffering? Why do I face such misery? I wish to have a word with you. Why have you inflicted these afflictions upon me? Where is my fault? Job asked many questions, asking God, where is it that I am at fault? Did I commit any unrighteous act to deserve such overwhelming sorrow? Am I not reverent enough toward you? Or not good enough in your sight? Have I not shown enough compassion for the orphan and the widow? I have acted righteously. Lord, I ask you, why do you assault me in this manner? These were the questions Job cried out. After Job had asked many questions, God answered him, so that Job might understand one thing. In Job chapter 38, God declared, Then the Lord answered Job from the whirlwind, who has filled my ears with foolish, empty words, obscuring the clarity of my purpose? Now, gird yourself like a warrior. I will question you, and you must answer. When I laid the earth's foundation, where were you? If you possess understanding, then speak up. If you can explain, tell me, who measured the dimensions of the earth? Was it not he who stretched out the measuring line upon it? And who set its foundations? Who positioned its cornerstone? Sing it out, for all of God's angels join in the chorus. Then God asked Job, Do you dare to question God, with such lack of respect? Can you really ask him why he rebukes? Who set the earth's dimensions? Do you think you know? It is I who determine the measures of the earth. I have defined its very size. Behold, God posed these questions to Job, and Job could not answer. Then God asked Job further, Who gave birth to the streams of the sea? Or brought forth the ocean from its mother's womb? Who shut the doors of the sea, confining its waters? I clothed the sea with clouds, and draped it with darkness as its garment. I set its doors and bars, and established its doors and bars. You may go no further. Your haughty waves must stop here. Though they rage with arrogance, such power stops at the shore. Great men cannot do this. Then the Almighty continued by asking Job, Since birth, did you ever command the dawn, so that morning knew its appointed place? The light that spreads across the earth, yes, it drives out the wicked. Because of the sun's radiance, the land is transformed. As though imprinted on soft clay, all creation seems to don a garment of its own, with a brightness that does not duplicate itself. The outstretched arm is destined to be broken. Who commanded the sun to rise on time? For by that light, all things are revived. Is that Job's strength? God questioned Job deeply. Job had no answer. Let Job understand one thing. Yet Job seemed to, was somewhat inclined to argue with God. So God asked Job once more, Can the one who contends challenge the Almighty? Who dares to dispute with God? Answer these questions. Thus, God delivered his inquiry to Job. Job was left speechless. Then God said, Job, you have been too arrogant. Job should not question. After these issues, God asked Job again, Be strong like a warrior. I want to ask you, can you answer me? Will you overturn my righteousness? Accuse me of sin. All right, declare then that you are righteous. Do you have arms like God's? Isn't God's way of speaking filled with authority? Do you have arms like God's? Thus he questioned Job. In the end, Job finally humbled himself. Job humbled himself at that time. Finally, in chapter 42, Job replied, I know that you are almighty. Your will cannot be thwarted. Whom have you questioned with ignorant words, to obscure my purpose? Certainly, I know nothing about what I'm talking about. These matters are wondrous. I truly do not know. Then Job spoke. I once heard of you, and now at last, I have seen you with my own eyes. Therefore, I retract my words. I despise my regret amid the dust and ashes. At that time, Job humbled himself. Job said God's will cannot be stopped. Some people say, Why did God build this nation? Why build Israel? Sib asked, What's it to you? He asked just so. Can he answer? You are nothing but a creature, whom God intends to build. Who can obstruct? Sib asked. Who dares respond? God will build Sib's brothers. Let Heber's brothers Then one man remarked, "Isn't it decreed that he is doomed to perish? Even his siblings can bear witness. Sisters and brothers in Dessa can watch. Thus, the one decreed by God, the chosen man, is surely doomed to perish. Obstruction means destruction." Job said thus. Job spoke these words, "Yet I know that you are almighty. Your will cannot be thwarted. Who can obstruct God's will? No one can hinder God's will to be destroyed. No creature can obstruct God's decree for Sib to shatter all nations. It is certain, God has decreed that Heber will crush all nations. So brothers and sisters must understand that Sib's work among his brethren cannot be hindered. Sib's brothers cannot be stopped. Blocking brother Heber is definitely opposing God and the Lord. Amen.